What is up, everybody, and welcome to FLW Videos. In today's episode, we have a very exciting topic to talk about. We are talking about Mega Evolution Pokemon being added into Pokemon Go. So we ended up getting a huge data mine that happened for the most recent APK centered around Mega Evolution Pokemon, such as how they're going to work, how we are going to be able to obtain them, a candy system, a raid system, all sorts of stuff that I can promise you a lot of people did not anticipate, and this is going to be absolutely crazy. So first things first, what exactly is an APK? It's a representation of the game that is not actually released to us yet. So slowly but surely, Niantic is going to continue to add features to the APK, and then at some point in time, they'll have everything in there, and then they just have to flip a switch, basically, and then it will, of course, go live to us. When exactly will it go live? Well, we don't know exactly when, but this is a huge chunk of progress centered around Mega Evolution Pokemon, and of course, we've got the message officially from Pokemon Go stating that Mega Evolution Pokemon are going to be added into Pokemon Go by the end of the year 2020. Here we are around August, and the anticipation, the hype is definitely building as we come closer to that goal, and this is for sure the biggest piece of progress that we have seen centered around Mega Evolution Pokemon, and I am so excited to go ahead and cover it today. Of course, we'll be talking about anything and everything centered around it, speculation, kind of putting the pieces together, and figuring out exactly what's going to happen once they get released. But anyways, if you do enjoy this episode and you do learn something from it, and of course, if you've got comments, if you've got thoughts, if you've got anything and everything, make sure to put them in the comment section below. But let's go ahead and get into the video. So this article is by PokemonGoHub.net. I'll put a link to it in the description. They basically organize anything and everything found in the most recent data mine. But what we're going to be doing is focusing on the biggest highlights. So I actually went and deleted a ton of less important information just to focus on the highlights. And the first biggest one is centered around how we are going to be able to obtain these Mega Evolution Pokemon. And it is going to partially be through Mega Raids. So Mega Raids, ladies and gentlemen, let that sink in. We're going to be able to raid Mega Pokemon, sort of. I'll go ahead and explain that why. We're going to talk, of course, about some of these features centered around this. So first things first, if you were to ask me how exactly would a Mega Raid work, I would think, okay, maybe it's going to be a Mega Raided Pokemon that's going to act like maybe an EX Raid, like a Tier 6, if you want to look at it that way. There's going to be a Mega Charizard in there. You can go in and catch it, and it's going to be a permanent evolution. Well, that's actually not going to be the case. It's going to be completely different. So first things first, we are going to be able to see this throughout many levels, so level 1 through 5, and it's more than likely going to be dependent on the actual Pokemon themselves. I'll go ahead and give you an example. So Absol is a Tier 4 in the regular raids. It's very likely that we could end up seeing a Mega Absol in the Tier 4 for the Mega Raids, and of course it's going to be a little bit different to take down that Pokemon as opposed to the regular one, but everyone's going to be excited about getting more raids, especially if they're putting out Mega Raids and raids at the exact same time. That's going to be so much fun because there's simply going to be more raids spawning in general at gyms. I am so excited about that, but that's kind of cool. It's going to be through level 1 through 5, which means you're going to be able to obtain some resources, which is very important because of the next thing that we're going to be talking about. So go ahead and check out this icon. Of course, it's going to be a little different than what we've seen with the Rhyhorn icon to indicate the regular raids. Now we've, of course, got this icon as well as Lugia representing those EX raids. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the rewards because this is so huge, so important for us to talk about. And that's going to be how you're actually going to be able to Mega Evolve these Pokemon. You're going to have to do it through resources that will be obtained through Mega Raids. So what are we talking about? We're talking about Mega Candy, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to act much like what Rare Candy is just in Pokemon Go right now. There was a huge concern that we were going to have to obtain specific candy for a specific Pokemon. Like a Mewtwo, we would have to obtain specific Mewtwo candy, who knows, maybe even Mega Mewtwo candy to finally be able to evolve up to the Mega Mewtwo X or the Mega Mewtwo Y. Well, I can go ahead and rest assured, this is a good thing here. We've got the equivalent of rare candy for Mega Pokemon. You are simply going to need Mega Candy to be able to evolve up to a Mega Evolution Pokemon. And unfortunately, go ahead and just kind of disclose this. We'll, of course, talk about it a little bit later as well. Mega Evolutions are going to be temporary. So you're going to end up battling up against Mega Evolution variations of a Pokemon, not catching that Mega Evolution Pokemon, but you're also going to be able to obtain those Mega Candies and, of course, be able to Mega Evolve at a later point in time by applying those Mega Candies to it. Now, we know that it is going to be somewhat time-based, but we don't know if it's time-based like a 30-minute timer, or if it's going to be task-based where you can use it for 5 raids or 5 PvP battles. I think that would probably be easier in my opinion, but of course I would love to know what you think about that in the comment section below. Probably be easier for them to just do it time-based, adding it on like something like a star piece, an incense, you know, those types of things, and put them on like a 30-minute timer, but I would love to know what you think about that. So anyways, we talked about the cost centered around it. There's no indication that there is a difference in the cost, but in my opinion, I would just suspect that legendary Pokemon would be more expensive to go ahead and mega evolve than something that would be regular. I think that would also kind of add some balance to it, but apparently there hasn't been anything clarifying that there is some type of differentiation. So they could all end up costing the exact same to mega evolve, which is going to be interesting. So anyways, let's go ahead and scroll back up and we'll of course finish through this. This is just so exciting and mind-blowing that we're getting all of this kind of information centered around this. So when we go ahead and dive into the mega Pokemon, one thing that was mentioned was Mega Quest. Now, as far as the data mine is concerned, Mega Quest was one of the first pieces of information that got released, so people were thinking like, what the heck, am I going to have to do quests to obtain Mega Evolution Pokemon? And I actually think it's going to be a little different. I think it's going to center around the resources like Mega Candy. I think a Mega Quest is going to be, hey, go through, do all these tasks, maybe Mega Evolve a Pokemon, maybe go in and face a Mega Raid, something like that. And then you're just going to obtain resources that will allow you to Mega Evolve. And it's just going to be a fun kind of quest line that we have seen in the past in many different ways, where you're going to obtain resources that are going to be centered around Mega Evolutions. Are they going to cost anything? I hope not, but who knows? Maybe some of them will be free and additional ones will end up costing money. But of course, we're going to have to see what Niantic decides to do with that. So anyways, if we go ahead and scroll down a little bit, I think that this is going to be probably one of the more important points to go ahead and mention, and that is Mega Boost. So there was a huge concern as far as the CP is concerned as to how some of these Pokemon are going to act. You're talking about Pokemon that were roughly above 5,000 CP, even with all of their nerfs applied, and people saying like, there's no way it's going to be added into Pokemon Go. They're just way too overpowered. Well, it appears as though Niantic is going the route of what they have done with Shadow Pokemon. So if you're not familiar with Shadow Pokemon or kind of how they actually work, they receive different boosts centered around their attack, and then they actually get a nerf to their defense stat. But regardless of that, their CP does not change. However, the way that they actually play in the game is different from their regular forms. The exact same thing is going to be happening with Mega Pokemon as well. So the CPs are not going to change. At the same time though, the way that they play will. There's going to be an added multiplier to this where it is going to affect the Pokemon and of course make them better. I think this is going to probably be a little bit better of an approach, because we talked about how there could be an issue with the HP or the stamina, for example, because of Pokemon being bumped up, getting a nerf, and technically getting less of a stamina stat out of it. I'm just excited about that. I think that this is going to be the better way to go. So just wanted to go ahead and briefly explain that. Very interesting if you want to look at it that way. Anyways, a little bit more just kind of like some technical detail, but still pretty interesting, is that the display of these Mega Pokemon is going to be different. There's going to be an upgrade to how you look at the Pokemon. So right now, of course, we are very familiar with that regular screen. Mega Evolution Pokemon are going to look different. So that's going to be kind of cool. It's going to be more of a flashy thing. We don't know exactly what they look like. We haven't seen any of those assets centered around it, but it's still kind of cool that they are differentiating it from it, and of course going to make it look amazing. And that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, this is just so much information coming out. It's so important to get this. As far as the big highlights are concerned, Mega Candy, thank the Lord, it is not dependent on a specific Pokemon species. It's just generalized. We'll have to go out there and do Mega Raids, and I would anticipate that in the future we'll see quest lines, we'll see different tasks that we can do to maybe obtain ourselves a Mega Candy instead of something like a rare candy, which a lot of people are going to be excited about. And then finally, these updates are going to be temporary. Mega Evolutions are not going to be a permanent variation. Instead, it is going to be timing based. But this is just so insane. I would love to know what you think about this in the comment section below. So much had to be covered, so much had to be said. But regardless of all of that, the hype is real for this. So I definitely want to hear what you think about this in the comment section below, and I will see you next time. Huge shout out to the supporters over at Patreon. If you would like to get exclusive perks, make sure to check out that link in the description, and I will see you next time.